Still says going live. There,
That's live.
Yep.
And you posted the link, so we'll get there.
Should have posted. Let's see. Yep, right there.
Okay.
We can boost post if you want. I don't know what that means.
No.
Yeah, it's right there, so people should be able to see it.
Okay.
Should be if you click here. It should. Yep, right here. Right there. Should. Okay, camera. Or the likes are working too. Okay. Well,
So
should be everything. Now the camera is a little bit weird because with this tripod it kind of shakes.
Yeah, it's
And he asked,
that's not the same tripod.
and he asked me to put it like this, so you might have to adjust the camera sometimes.
Okay.
You'll just have to keep an eye on.
Where's that view again?
You just click this right here. Yep, and then it's right there.
Okay.
And you'll be able to see any comments or anything that people make right there on the right. But it should be all working.
Mic check 1, 2, 3.
Check. Yep.
Is it working?
Friday night's homecoming game between the Sulphur Golden Tours and the Comeaux Spartans.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Game tonight features a matchup between the Sulphur Golden Tours and the visiting Comeaux Spartans. Comeaux 3-3 on the year, currently 2-1 in the district. Golden Tours are coming off a tough loss to Southside, coming to the matchup tonight with a 1-2 district record. Comeaux actually is coming off of a.
Is it working?
Yep.
1, 2, 1, 2.
So that's everything.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Want to do a mic check? Or...
Well, here's this. I guess just put it on there. That goes to the camera once it gets taken off the tripod.
Okay, I'll put it right here underneath.
All right. All right. Let me know if I need to do anything before the game.
Yes, sir.
Stops working.
Oh, you know what? I bet I've got the tripod because I didn't give it to. I don't think I gave it to Mitch because they weren't going to set the camera up. I bet that tripod's at my house. Just thought about that.
It might be. It might be much trouble.
No, I probably didn't give it to him because I knew they weren't going to use the camera, so I was just like, I'm not even going to give it to him.
I think it's much.
You think?
Yeah, I think it rolled under the seat. They have a little stool.
Do what?
Those little stools are better. It sits up higher.
They may have an extra one outside.
We'll see.
There's a chair outside.
Yeah, there's a chair, but the stool sits up a little higher.
Yeah, you can see a lot better.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they had done this corner, like that corner. So I'd be able to, if you were sitting here, you'd be able to see all the way to the end zone. But
I think that's
still pretty damn nice.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the only issue we ever had is that you couldn't open the windows.
How was the Turlins? Had you ever been there since they got that new press box over there?
We were there last year. Somebody was there. Me and somebody. Y'all were there.
Yeah, but
Because I rode with someone. It might have been Tony.
Turlins was the game we went to last year that poured down
Yeah,
rain.
we had all the rain.
And then there was a lightning delay.
Yeah, we all went together.
Yeah.
Oh,
It rained hard, man.
We were in a room on the other side, but it was the same. It was big. We weren't there with their radio people, but we were at least as bigger than these two rooms together. We had lots of room.
Awesome.
I was talking to, I was watching the game on VSN and listening to you and Mitch. So, VSN had no audio.
Really?
So I texted my buddies over there, Elsie and them. I'm like, I said, what the hell? He goes, I know. And he said, but what they do, it's that production is completely Southside. And I said, because if we had known, we could try to tap Bruce and
they had radio. They had radio people.
And but I guess their TV guys never show up.
Because when I got there, I'm always early because I got nothing else to do. was a guy setting it up in there.
Because they also carry Turlings.
Okay.
And Turlings is set up like our CPSB TV.
Mm-hmm.
Their radio guys also tie into their audio feed into the Turlings video feed. But they just carry them on VSN as well.
The tent's gone.
Me, Knucklehead never did tell me what that damn tent was for.
Was it the Mike Willis tent right there?
No. It was like a camping tent.
Okay.
Right where all them cheerleaders on
I
it.
didn't know what was there.
Well, remember
He
he
was
kept.
telling you that.
Oh, he was just jacking with me.
Yeah, he was just messing with you.
Wait till he's gonna jack with me and get his little ass.
Kyle?
Yeah.
He kept telling us it's gonna be a surprise.
With that baby
Hey, do
anytime.
y'all want to let me know right before somebody come tell me or signal that y'all are about to go on and start talking? Or 5-2? What do y'all normally?
Yeah, my 5.
Okay.
You got an extra old stool in there?
Yeah, I have like a hard. I know.
Some of that, I
They said some of them are missing.
I'm gonna sit behind them.
Yeah.
So I can just better see over.
Coaches probably have.
I may not.
Tony, go look at one of them coaches' offices. They're not here yet.
Yeah.
It's all fair game.
Make sure they don't see it.
Yeah.
Don't see you do it.
St. Louis last night or tonight?
They get whipped tonight. They got
Down the
college
road.
prep.
Oh,
Somewhere in Lake Charles, yeah. I will not be in Bowling Lake Charles next week because they're home next week.
where are we at, Barb?
Yep. It's been the first Barb Sulphur game I've missed, I think, in 40 years. St. Louis is home and they pay very, very, very well. So that'll be here next Friday night.
They pay better than us.
They pay much better than McNeese.
Do they really?
Yes.
Who do you deal with over there?
Actually, I deal with the university.
No. I mean at St. Louis.
St. Louis Pat Nick.
I'm good friends, or used to be good friends with Matt Fontenot. He's a baseball coach, but he's kind of sliding over into that role of like fundraiser, kind of athletic director guy.
I hear the name on the radio.
So Matt played at St. Louis,
Mhm.
and then he played at
McNeese.
he went to Bossier Parish and played 2 years. Then played at McNeese, graduated, and kind of did all this stuff. Moved to where Texas A&M is. What's that town?
College
Station.
Moved to College Station. Was working for like a baseball organization and doing his master's stuff. Then got on with A&M. Well, when he got said and done, he was Sumlin's like football director of operations, and he was there when he had some stories. He was there when Manziel was there.
Oh.
And Matt Fontenot, and then got out of it and came back here. And St. Louis hired him, but like he's kind of transitioned out, and a guy by the name of Luke Dobby is going to be taking over. But I think Matt's still going to coach the baseball team maybe this year, and then he'll kind of slowly transition over. But I think he's a real good guy.
He's in the press box early when I get up here. He
Yeah.
goes downstairs.
Yeah, he's a real good guy.
There's I think the guy's name is Bertrand that runs the music. He's in the box with me.
Okay.
So we coordinate what's going on the field. He has a radio.
Yeah, St. Louis kind of cooled off, man. After they beat Barb, they really impressed me. They lost a couple games.
Well, they've lost the two that I've seen. Iota and Jennings just ran up and down the field.
Someone told me the Etienne kid is actually playing quarterback. for
Yes.
them.
Yeah.
Who does Highway play this week?
Oh shoot. The
Um,
guy I worked with, his son plays for Iowa. I asked him today.
St. Louis has college prep. So I always,
They play Jennings.
yeah,
Because I was joking with him. I said, well, Jennings is starting to play a little better now. I said, maybe one, and Iowa's running backs out.
oh,
So I said,
The highway finishes here on a Thursday night.
Hey, we can't say nothing on the air, obviously, but I found out the Cerise boy got a concussion. And had been having a bunch of issues with
I was
headaches.
wondering about that earlier because I saw 28 down there.
Dad run into his dad. My dad run into his dad the other day at Spar, and Jay was telling him that he can't shake all that bullshit and can't get clear.
Wow.
I was like, well, yeah, I guess you can if you still have headaches and everything else. He doesn't need to be cleared. That's the whole reason behind those protocols.
He plays.
3 weeks though.
Is he a defensive back or
No, he's a running
running back?
He wasn't. I mean, he would usually start. He'd end up getting probably 7-8 carries a game kind of thing. It wasn't nothing.
What's his
earth-shattering.
name? Cerise.
Yeah, 26, 27, 28. something like that.
Jackson. Cerise.
Jackson Cerise.
That sucks.
He's a state chess champion.
No shit.
He's very smart.
You can't mess with those concussions, man. Nick had 3 of them between here and at Southeastern. And
Yeah, I never thought a whole lot. I mean, I know I had concussions.
yeah, but that was
So-
but back then.
Adam's
say anything.
junior year, I think, wrestling in Texas, he got knocked out, completely knocked out. His second match. He's wrestling number one kid in the state of Texas, and gets knocked out smooth cold. Wake him up. Well, Texas already had all these protocols, so Texas actually has to have a doctor there at every athletic event. So we go see the doctor, and he does all these checks. He said, well, look, he's not going to be cleared to wrestle again tonight. So the doctor started telling us about the protocol stuff that we have to do. And so he said, are you planning on wrestling tomorrow? I said, well, we'll leave it up to y'all. If we don't clear, no. I mean, no. And we're not, and I'm not one of them guys that says he has to wrestle kind of thing. I want him to be okay. So we go through all the protocols, he passes everything. So he said, okay, the last protocol is we'll have him back in the morning, and I got to re-examine him. Say to forfeit his next match, but it was only his first loss. So he said, I'll re-examine him in the morning. We'll go through the thing. He said, we need to make sure you don't have any headaches tonight, different things. So we go through everything. He ends up staying with me that night. It's the team, do everything. Gets up next morning, feels good. Eats breakfast, goes to the thing, passes everything again. Doctor says, I'm comfortable. He can wrestle. Great. Wrestles 2 more matches, wins both of those, gets beaten in the third match. So Saturday was always the day that after we wrestled, he could kind of eat whatever he wanted to eat.
Yeah.
That thing. So usually he wants to go. He loves sushi, so usually he wants to go eat sushi. So we leave there and trying to find some sushi place over there in Houston where we're at. And he's real quiet. I said, "You okay?" He said, "Yeah, I'm just kind of confused." I said, "What are you confused about?" He said, "I can't remember something, Dad." I said, "What is it? I mean, what are you talking about?" He goes, "What the hell happened yesterday?" I said, "What do you mean what happened yesterday?" He said, "Dad, I can't remember anything from yesterday." I'm like, "Fuck." Well, he'd passed all the tests, and he still couldn't remember what had happened. And I'm like, so that's kind of when I was like, well, I guess these concussions are. Shit, I run headfirst into a fence at the Dixie Youth Field. They called an ambulance. Remember over there that field, the signs were made of wood back then, and they were all on the inside of the fence. I lay out for a fly ball, hit that thing head on, knocks me out. They call an ambulance, everything. Middle of an all-star tournament. Take me to the hospital, check me out, make sure nothing's broke. And I play the next day, no problem, kind of thing. Nowadays, obviously I wouldn't do that, but yeah, concussions.
I don't know how many I had. I know I had one play Washington Marion where I picked up a fumble and was going around the end of the line, and one of their linemen had a good head of speed. As soon as I turned, I was a little guy. I wasn't big, like, you're tall. And as soon as I came around the end, I didn't even see that dude depleted me. And I didn't remember much after that.
What year was that?
1985, 1985, 80.
I probably called it.
I went to St. Louis.
I didn't call that.
Didn't call it Woodhull. I went to St. Louis.
Didn't call
We
that.
had about 35 people on our football team, maybe 37. So you got plenty of opportunity to go play.
Please let us know if there's anything we can do to make your visit better. Or to make the experience more enjoyable for everyone. Yes, to reserve
Let us win.
They can.
People keep calling me. Oh, well. Hey. Okay, thanks. Mute the mics.
They're muted.
They can hear me.
Also, no outside food or drink may be brought into the stadium.
I wonder if there's a microphone on that camera.
Per Calcasieu Parish School Board policy and city and parish law.
Who just called you?
Possession of alcohol,
Well-
tobacco, or vaping products on school grounds, including all parts of
There's
the
gotta be a,
stadium, is strictly
okay.
prohibited.
There may be an internal microphone.
Per CDC,
It's dead. The headphones are dead. Must gotta be something in the camera. Well, no, there's no mic on this.
or in the stadium.
Okay.
We urge everyone to practice social distancing from those outside your family unit. Your cooperation as we work to follow these guidelines are all appreciated. We also ask that you show your pride and help us keep our stadium clean. Help protect
Show
those
they
who
are.
must clean the stadium after the game by throwing away all trash in the bins provided. For the protection of our student athletes and coaches, spectators are not allowed on the playing surface during or after the game. We ask that you do not stand.
Somebody that came out last year, though.
That's a big old boy right there. Is that 21?
Behind you to see the game.
We gotta figure out where the mics are.
Tonight's game are dedicated to promoting and maintaining fair play and sportsmanship in high school athletics.
Emiri
This game will
Francis.
not be
That is a
possible
big old
without
boy.
it. Please treat these officials as you would any dedicated professional.
I wonder if one of these.
That Lomanak down
In Florida, not even plugged in. It's just not that. That's gonna bug me now. I don't know where that damn mic's at. Sure, wish people would go to
Ladies and gentlemen, entering the stadium.
CPSB page. This is such a better job on the camera.
there. Okay, probably. Right.
Will be presented during halftime.
Bug me.
Flashing. You got a dimmer in there? Hey.
Test 1, 2.
Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2.
The Comeau's 2-1.
Maybe
In
it's,
district.
maybe they're
That's what the paper said.
maybe they're picking it up.
I looked at it and never looked at their district record. I looked at it and never looked at their district record. Wow.
Test 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
3.
Wow.
3.
It's weird, though.
Man, how great is that Tony Tremonti guy, huh?
So Comeaux calls a timeout 21 seconds into the game. That might be an all-time record. That might be an all-time record. First and 10 from the 38. Pistol formation now for the Spartans. They will throw. Slant is caught. Perfectly done, and another first down.
Just enough for a first down.
Yeah.
Pass reception by there by number 9.
That is Jalen Domingo. 2 plays, 2 first downs, and no timeout on this one. They spread it out. 2 receivers to the right side, 2 over here to the left. With that pistol formation, they do not run a tight end. They will run it this time. The Golden Tours will stop them for no gain.
Nice job there by the interior defensive lineman right there. And also a name we've mentioned quite a few times tonight, I'm sure, number 5, Hyatt, and then the tackle from his linebacker position.
Just as Charles carries and is limping off the field here.
Bruce, did you ever quite see why they call the timeout? You think?
No idea. An injury, and I'm sure that was the personnel they wanted. They picked up a first down.
That's actually, I thought he gained a yard or so. It's going to be no gain. Bring up second and 10.
They were show a blitz.
Yeah, Torres will walk up a little pressure. Comeaux looked at a sideline legal procedure now.
The false start.
They looked at a sideline. I think they're going to audible out of the play they had called, and maybe a wide receiver may have jumped on it far side. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
So that'll bring up a second and 15 and move the ball back to the Spartans' 43-yard line. We're just underway here at Matt Walker.
You know, Bruce, one of the interesting things I was reading about these two teams last week is both of them have been pretty turnover-free all season long. I think both of them were kind of bit by the turnover bug last weekend in their losses.
Sulphur had a couple at least. Malvo throws far side. That is caught by somebody I don't think it was intended to. Anyway, it's going to be a big gain into Sulphur territory. For the first down, Alex Linzer ends up with the football.
You know, it looked like the Sulphur safety came up to actually make a play on the receiver that was closest to the line of scrimmage there. And the quarterback the ball went over both their heads. And it was somebody probably for Comeaux, probably actually the one that caught the ball didn't run the right route. You very seldom will see 2 wide receivers. They were probably within 5 yards of each other right there.
Pistol formation, 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. They shift out of the pistol. Tours show blitz. Here they come. And Malvo is in trouble. He will be sacked.
So number 4 right there was the first. There was a couple of tours in there, but number 4, Peyton Lemaire, is going to get credit for the sack right there. It was kind of a joint effort there by the defense, though. Nice job right there. Gave Malvo a different look. And the Tours did a great job. Malvo was trying his best to kind of find him a lane and slip through there. And the Tours did a nice job of staying in their lanes right there, and we were able to contain him for, looks like about a
9-yard loss.
9-yard loss.
He's second and 19 from the Sulphur 42.
And with 9:17 to go in the first quarter of a scoreless game.
The tight end now to help block. Well, he's going to take off in the pattern. Here comes the pressure again, and Malvo will escape to the 35. Nice move to the 30. Gets a great block, 25-20, and he will go out of bounds near the 10-yard line. He had a great block. They got him an extra 5 or 10 yards at about the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Bruce, that was one of the plays that I just got finished talking about. The Tours would have to do a nice job of staying in their rush lanes.
Yeah, that's the second big run for him, for Malvo.
And a quarterback that likes to run, you can't rush past him.
No.
You want to actually with him, you want to keep him in the pocket and you want him to throw to beat you. You don't want to let him beat you with his legs.
That's first and 10 at the 11.
Comeaux's going to burn another
Comeaux's going to
timeout.
call another one. Yeah, it's their second timeout. With 8:56 to go, so they've called 2 timeouts in the first 3 minutes and 4 seconds of this one. They face the first and 10 from the Sulphur 11-yard line.
While we have a timeout here, let's mention some of our game day sponsors. Troy Darby with Hollywood Barbershop over on City Service Highway. Wendy and Mike Coombs, Cajun Monograms. David Missy with Missy's Grocery. Walter Vincent, Patriot Construction. Mike and Jeremy Moore with Taylor Aluminum. Mead's Garage over on Highway 90. Couple of great auto dealerships in town. First of all, Mike Willis Ford, excuse me, also All-Star GMC over on Highway 90. And of course, the Navarre Automotive Group has the Dodge dealership on City Service Highway and also the Chevy dealership on Douglas Parkway. All three of those are nice sponsors for the tours. Bayou Beds. You'll see Bayou Beds over on Maplewood Drive. And also King Mechanical, Clayton King. We appreciate all of our game day sponsors and their assistance in bringing you Golden Tour. Right now, Golden Tour football, but we'll be bringing you other sporting events as the school year goes along.
The 1st and 10 Spartans from the Sulphur 11-yard line in their first possession.
Sulphur's in a 3-man front
Here
right
comes
here.
a blitz again. The throw into the end zone is incomplete.
It's a very nice job right there by Seven Fontenot.
Yeah.
Because that receiver had inside position on him right there, and Fontenot was able to get an arm in right there and just poke that ball loose without getting the penalty. That's a big key right there, Bruce.
Maybe it would bounce up enough for Fontenot to grab it in the end zone, but it falls to the turf.
And that Comeaux receiver, they were both kind of fighting for the ball when it did pop up. That brings up a 2nd down.
2nd and 10 from the 11. The pistol formation. Here comes the blitz again. Throw to a man wide open, and he falls down.
Yeah, and
That's Zachary Marquez, or Marquez Zachary, and he had a touchdown.
Comeaux runs a pick play right there in 23, I believe, for the Golden Tours. Kind of got caught up in the wash right there. And I think he thought that him and the other defensive back were going to switch on the pick play. And the cornerback stayed, I think it was Stelly maybe. He stayed with his receiver. And but fortunately for the Tours, that 7-yard line or 8-yard line jumped up and made the tackle for the Comeaux Spartans there.
So it's 3rd down and 6. They can get a 1st down without scoring. Kind of a 4-point play for the Tours here. Flag is down. Pass is caught for the score.
Yeah, it's a quick flag right there.
Yeah, in the offensive backfield.
Yeah, illegal shift.
Yeah, illegal motion.
Figured they were lined up incorrectly. He threw this as quickly as the whistle was blown.
And the guy in motion apparently turned up before the snap of the football. And this is not Canada, so you cannot do that.
So it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. That's going to negate the first touchdown score of the night for the Spartans.
Now that's a poor mark off right there. They're going to have to change that.
I think they were at the 8.
Yeah, they were at the 8, so it should
penalty.
be 5 yards from the 8.
Back to the 13.
Yeah, there they go. And I'm not sure where it was.
Looks like they're going to start over.
It was at the 7.
They're going to walk him from the 9.
That's
No,
the
from the 7.
12-yard
That's
line,
right.
yeah. The yellow line is confusing.
Yeah.
The soccer line. So it should be right there. It should be 3rd and 11.
As you mentioned, the Comeaux Spartans, if they get inside the 1, can get a 1st down right here. Big 3rd down play with 8:05 to go in the first quarter for the Golden Tour defense.
They have been blitzing. This time they back out. They're going to run it. So it was a very good call for the Tours, but a very good gain for Trayvon Patio. As Patio will get it all the way to the 3.
Yeah, the Tours weren't able to contain the edge right there, and he made a cutback up to the middle of the field. And I think that's going to, what would have been a field goal attempt, I think the Spartans are going to go for it now. 4th and 2. They're going to give him down to the 3-yard line. Probably got a little bit deeper than that, but we'll take the spot at the 3.
And you have got to watch Malvo because he's going to run.
Yeah, this is a perfect play right here.
Yeah.
The Golden Tours have got to be aware of him pulling that ball and kind of rolling to the wide side of the field, rolling to his right.
And remember, they
He's got
get a
2
1st
receivers
down
up there. Yes.
without the score. Sulphur will be blitzing again. The throw to the far side is incomplete or
Actually intercepted, I think. Stelly, well, they're going to call it incomplete. Either way, it was 4th down. So
Yeah, not catching it saved the Tours a yard.
So Stelly breaks up the pass right there, and the Golden Tour defense holds inside their own 5-yard line with 7:14 to go. And you'll see quarterback Gage Trahan lead out the Golden Tours for their first offensive possession of the night.
Trahan comes in. He's completed 65 of 141. It's 46%. Just 2 interceptions. The first game and last week. Was his second interception?
Last week he really tried to look to me. I was watching your broadcast. Looked like he tried to force a pass play, and probably was a lot of teaching going on in the film.
I think that was after the second muff punt. From the end zone, He will hand this to Stelly, who leads the tours in rushing, or almost leads the tours in rushing. He'll pick up a yard to the 4-yard line.
Yeah, we mentioned most of these teams. I mean, they're going to look to take away the running game of Stelly right away.
Yeah, he has 15 more yards than Elijah Brady.
You know, Brady's kind of come on just last 3 or 4 games with the Golden Tours. Really had put up some impressive stats. Thought maybe we might see him in the game a little earlier than. Of course, he had that fumble last week. So I'm sure they worked on that this week in practice. They're backed up and on the goal line right here.
2nd and 9. Stelly again got some room across the 10, across the 15. He'll pick up first down.
It's going to be a nice first down there for the Golden Tours. It's
All the way out to 17. Yeah. It's a little room.
Well, especially when you're starting in your own end zone right here. I mean, the biggest thing as an offense you want to accomplish initially is just to get a couple first downs. And so the Tours have got their first one, and just looking to build momentum from there.
Big old nose guard for Comeaux.
Yeah, they've got it's a very healthy young man right there.
On the shotgun. Stelly will run again. Got a
Very
hole
nice
on the right
cutback.
side. Yeah, got a nice hole coming our direction. He's going to pick up 6 at least, maybe 7.
That play was initially designed to go to the left, Bruce, and the hole was plugged up, and nice vision by Stelly to cut it back to his right, and results in about a gain of, like you say, 7 yards.
2nd and 3 from the 24 for the Tours. Their first possession of the ball game after a 5-minute drive by Comeaux, and they get nothing out of it.
Yeah, I think the shortened field kind of hurt Comeaux. And they got down there in that short field there by the end zone and
couldn't spread it out. On 2nd and short, Stelly will be dropped for a loss.
That's a big nose tackle you just spoke of.
I think it's 44. It'll be Javen Harrison.
Let's see.
Oh, no.
Those numbers.
No, it's the guy next to him. It's got a 1.
So number 10's on the defensive end on this side.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get that big. Is it number 11?
11 is listed as a defensive tackler, 77. 77 would be Landon Wynn. That's a defensive lineman.
I think because he's so big, it makes his numbers look small.
Well, look, that's what he did. The official just pulled it out.
He just pulled it out. So
it's
you
a
can see
1.
it.
So
Okay.
one of them's a 1.
So 3rd and 6 here.
First pass for Trahan. It is incomplete through the hands
It's Hopkins right
of
there.
Hopkins. Yeah.
Well, Hopkins was open a little earlier. Trahan didn't see him right away. And I think he'd have been a little short of a first down there. So a 4:43 to go here in the first quarter. The Tours will have their first 4th down of the night, and we'll send the punt team in. And that is number 99, Ethan Paez. Comeaux will send the return man back. He'll set up at their 50-yard
50,
line.
yeah.
Comeaux's got 12 players. They run one off. Kind of a low punt, but it's not going to be fielded. It's going to take a Golden Tour bounce them across the 50. I'll get about an 8-yard, 9-yard bounce out of that all the way down to the 42-yard line.
And you can hear the coaches next door for Comeaux. Get away from that, because there were 2 Comeaux players hanging around.
Or if you don't initially catch that ball, you're right. Just
Get out of the way.
Just get away from it. So
Because even if Sulphur touches it, there's nothing you can do about it.
no. Well, you can pick it up
Yeah,
and try to
that's
return it
true.
actually, but still, I mean, there's just a whole lot of
It's not
bad
worth the
things.
effort.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad stuff can happen right there. So with 4:31 to go here in the first quarter, the Comeaux Spartans are going to take over at their own 42-yard line for their first possession, their second possession of the night. And as you've already seen, the Comeaux offense goes as Mr. Malvo goes at quarterback.
He is in the shotgun. To his right is Trayvon Padilla. We have not seen Justice, the starter.
You know, the tricky thing about this also, Bruce, is they pretty much run every play out of that same formation.
Yes.
They've got 4 wide, so let's switch our camera, Bruce.
It's intended for Jalen Domingo. Way over his head. Sulphur has been blitzing since the early part of the game. And that seems to have upset Malvo's rhythm just a little bit. Because I've been thinking about the 4th down play. I think if he catches it, he's still short.
Yeah,
only been at the 2-yard line.
he had gone down to 2,
Yeah.
so yeah.
But that's plays ago. So
But Comeaux comes out with 2 wideouts on the top, 2 wideouts on the bottom, and they love to take the running back and put him out in motion to his right.
comes the blitz again. Malvo running and has escaped. He's at the 35-40, 45-50 into Sulphur territory, inside the 45, all the way to the 41-yard line.
Pushed out of bounds by number 17, Cole Navarre.
And you know, the blitz pressures him from throwing the football, but you got to keep him from running. That's what he does best.
Yeah, so that's the double-edged sword.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess you
the
could
trade-off.
say.
Yeah.
When you do blitz him, is that if you don't get there with the blitz, he's going to generally have a lot of room to run.
And Tours have sacked him once. They've hurried him a couple of times.
When the Tours love to play man-to-man defense, so you know they're locked up on wide receivers, so that's a fumble right there. I think
Yeah,
the Golden
they dropped it. And I think
Looks like
Comeaux
Comeaux
fell
back.
on it.
Looks like number 4, the running back, got back on that ball right
It
there.
was back behind the line of scrimmage, so the Tours hadn't quite gotten there. But not a very good transfer between Adio and Malvo. Like no transfer. It's a loss of 2. But this has been their play, 2nd and long. They've converted a 2nd and 15, a 2nd and 19. It's now 2nd and 12.
Well, and this has been a play that's actually given the Tours fits all year long. You know, the longer second and third and more than 10 just seem to give our defense fits.
Blitz is coming. They're going to run it again, and the Tours are right there. It's going to be 3rd and long.
It looked like a little draw right there with number 4, and defense did a nice job right there. And it looked like we were blitzing again, so we filled up all the holes with the blitzing linebackers, and just wasn't anywhere for him to run.
Of course, that's one of the plays you run against a blitz. That and screens, yeah. But the Tours, as you said, stayed in their positions, in their lines, and there's nowhere to go. So it's 3rd down and 12 from the 43. Here comes a blitz. Malvo lofts it over everybody, and it's incomplete. He's having to throw the ball quicker than he wants to.
Yeah, I didn't get a Golden Tour number, but he got a pretty good chuck on the I was actually the running back number 4. So he come out of the backfield. He got a pretty good chuck on him and caused just
Slow
enough
it down.
disruption right there. Yeah, to slow up the time. But you're right, Malvo had to get rid of the ball a lot quicker than he wanted to. And it looks like the offense is going to
Yeah,
stay on
they
the
go
field
for
for
it.
Comeaux
Yeah, and that's Malvo's the punter.
with 3:02 to go here in the first quarter. Yeah, Malvo, maybe we've seen that already this season too. So.
This is not a punt formation.
A little different offensive set, though, for the Spartans. So that may be, let's see.
It's going to be an empty backfield. They're going to let the clock run all the way down to 0, and they're going to back it up 5 yards and punt it, would be my guess.
Malvo was looking to the sideline, though. Malvo wanted to run a play right there. He's kind of
Yeah, I don't
looking at that, the coach there in the blue. He's kind of looking at him doing a few motions like, man, we should have run that. So,
But now it's 4th and 17.
yeah, this has been obvious.
Yeah.
Well, I think.
Yeah. I guess when you got a kid that'll run like Malvo, now the Tours, you watch him. You don't necessarily blitz him this time.
Yeah, this is a situation, in my opinion, you want him to stay back in that pocket and throw the ball.
Don't jump. No,
Oh,
that's
they're
it.
running
Four-man
pass
rush.
play.
The throw out
Throws
here
deep, he's got it.
is dropped. Wow, that's a risky call.
Fondo was there on the coverage, and it almost seemed like the Golden Tours weren't convinced that they were going to run a play, and the receiver was able to get just behind the Golden Tour defense, but
It was
it's going to fall harmlessly.
Marquez Zachary. I think he was looking for it inside, and it ended up being outside. Now Sulphur, in great field position with 2:56 to go in the first quarter, to score this ball game. They'll have a 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
Yeah, I think the Golden Tours are, from that first offensive drive, they're looking to get the ground game established tonight. So let's see if they continue with that here in the second possession of the game.
Stelly in the backfield, Alston in motion with his regular number, and he will throw it. Incomplete. I'm not even sure that the intended receiver. Flag goes down.
It's like number 11, Caden Blake.
Yeah, Blaylock. I don't even think he was looking for the football.
That was an awful quick flag right there, though. Going to be holding call. Let's see if they don't call the defense.
Some of the defensive backfield.
Yeah, because like you said, that flag's beyond the line of scrimmage. I think that's what you're going to get.
Interference. Same thing.
So that may have been why Blaylock didn't quite get to that
Right.
pass right there.
Because I don't think he was even, his head was even looking that way. He may have been hit. That's a big 15 yards. That's 4 penalties already for 30 yards on Comeaux. And it puts Sulphur in the Spartans into the field at the 37. It's not a spot foul, I guess, in high school. It's a pass interference, yeah. Holding is 10 yards, I think, at high school. In college, it's spot foul or 15 yards, whichever Spartans, or whichever shortest. It's 1st and 10 Sulphur, the Comeaux 37-yard line in a scoreless game. The Tours were trying to take advantage of a great defensive stand in midfield. DJ in motion. And Trahan is going to keep it around the left end. He's going to pick up 6 to the 31-yard line. Now the Tours will run quickly here. 2nd and 4. They're going to give it to Stelly. Stelly will be about a yard short of the first down. And again, they will run tempo.
Yeah, I think the Golden Tours are also in 4-down territory right here, Bruce, as well. So 3rd and 1 looks like.
Yep. So Stelly is going to make it 4th and 2 because he's going to lose a yard. Back to the 29-yard line. So 4th and a short 2. Well, let's say that the coaches are saying because of the big guys, and one of those is Brady.
Yeah, I saw 2 tight ends, probably Brady at running back. And you're right, they lost a yard on that play. So that's going to go up a 4th and 2 now. Looks like from the 29-yard line. Needing to reach the 27 for a first down.
Just one receiver for the Tours. And it's Stelly on the Wildcat.
Yeah, that's a nice
First
call
down.
right there, because I didn't even hear the Comeaux coaches. I don't think anyone realized Stelly had slid over at the quarterback position. That's going to result in a big first down for the Golden Tours. So scoreless game, playing with 1:39 to go here in the first quarter. Stelly remains at quarterback as well.
Tours ran that last week at Southside. But Stelly has played quarterback. He's going to run it this time. Escapes a guy from behind him. He's going to get it to the 15, and that's where they'll blow the whistle. It's game of 3. As Trahan will return now. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Sulphur at the 15-yard line. This drive began at their 48. And the Spartans turn the ball over on downs. Sulphur's converted a 4th down on this drive.
Bruce, some of our listeners may not realize, all through the summer, it was back and back between Trahan and Stelly.
Mm-hmm.
And at the quarterback position. So, yeah, putting him back there, it's not anything unexpected. The Golden sideline warning. The infamous sideline. Boy, they have called that this year. A few of the defensive coaches crept past that. They can't go past the 25-yard line on either end. And it looked like some of the Comeaux, it wasn't that they were actually on the field, but they were beyond that 25-yard mark.
Are they coaches allowed in the white area?
Yes.
But no players.
Yes, no players.
All right, 2nd down and 7 for Sulphur from the Comeaux 15-yard line. And Trahan will roll near side to throw it. Dumps it off complete to the 10, to the 5, and down at about the 3-yard line. Is that LaFleur?
I think that's the freshman.
49? Yeah.
I believe he's got a little tight end pedigree in Bruce.
Yes, I think so.
I think that may be his first catch of the season, if I'm not mistaken.
I know we've called his name once or twice.
47 is Keegan Tree.
Oh, 47, not 49.
But Keegan's listed as a defensive lineman, so I don't know.
49 is in there.
Was it 49 on
the right side? Yeah, the ball goes up the middle for no gain.
So we apologize. We didn't get a number right there. But 49 was
49 was on tight end on the left side.
Keegan's no offense to Mr. Trim, but Keegan I don't think is that slim.
But we've called his name a time or two. Yeah, well, that's the end of the quarter.
So that's going to bring us to the end of a very quick quarter of a scoreless ball game between the Sulphur Golden Tours and the visiting Comeaux Spartans. And that play got us down into the Bayou Beds red zone.
Trim is a junior defensive lineman. That's what we call him.
Yes, I don't think that was Mr. Trim. I think that
I think that
probably was 49 LaFleur.
Yeah.
And if that may have been LaFleur's, let's say, his first reception this season.
I do not see him on the list here that we get from our general manager. We've called him, I think he's had passes that have come his way. But we've called the name. But that is his first catch.
And I thought he was going to get into the end zone right there for a
I
minute.
did too. He's big enough.
Let's mention some more of our game day sponsors. State Farm agents Jennifer Mabu, Carl Vincent, both in Sulphur, and Rob Cameron, a former Golden Tour practicing agency over in Lake Charles. We appreciate their support. Roly Poly Sandwiches, Monica and Mike Jackson, 2 locations, one on Ryan Street and one on Maplewood Drive in Sulphur. James Moses and Unique Designs. So that's going to set up the Golden Tours. Looks like 2nd and goal from just inside the 5-yard line as we begin the second quarter of play.
Tours headed to the north end zone. To your left here in the second quarter. On 2nd and goal to go from the 4. Stelling in the backfield. He will get he'll get the fake, and then throw it to a wide open VJ in the end zone for the touchdown. The defense just lost him. And Sulphur jumps on top 6-0.
So one of my sons just texted me from the stands. This is his first game to see live, and he mentioned about 49. Looks like he's got some talent on the field. So it was LaFleur with his first catch there, Bruce. Paya sets up for the extra point. Kick is up, and it's going to be good. So with 11:55 to go in the first quarter, the Golden Tours cash in on the Bayou Beds red zone for the first score of the game. And that's, Bruce, that's going to make that homecoming crowd very happy so far tonight.
Nice little drive set up by the defense, making a stand at midfield on 4th and long. So it's a very short 52-yard drive, but it still counts for 7. As the Golden Tours jump out on top here. Baez is looking for extra points here. I believe he is perfect, or he may have missed one.
Don't jinx him, Bruce.
No, let's see. Yeah, he's missed one. He's now 10 of 11. Of course, he's got 3 field goals.
And Piaz, as we mentioned all year, he may be the surprise player for us so far this season for the Golden Tours.
He's certainly been a
not only with his place kicking, but his punting.
He's going to drop this one short, but Comeaux is going to recover it. Boy, the Tours trying something a little sneaky there, and it almost worked. One kid stayed home for the Spartans, and I believe it was Tucker Hollier. And he falls on at the 46-yard line. First down coming up for Comeaux, good field position. Well, he's the only kid on the front line who did not go back. I'm going to move it up to the 47 now, but it's still 1st and 10 Comeaux.
You know what, Bruce? If he hadn't fallen exactly on that ball, he was only, like you say, he was the only Spartan within 10 or 15 yards of that ball.
Malvo will throw slant. That's the play that's worked the best for Comeaux. As this one is caught in Sulphur territory by Domingo.
So it looks like the tackle is made by number 6, Tyler Massey.
Hey, there's Trim. He's the nose guard for the Tours.
Yeah, like I was mentioning, Mr. Trim, he's a little healthier than LaFleur. Width-wise.
A little bit shorter.
LaFleur's got the height on him, but that's going to bring up a second. We'll call it a long 4, looks like, Bruce. Yeah, see, with the Golden Tours playing a man-to-man defense, that Comeaux's going to probably try to throw in the middle. Well, nice job by the defense right there.
It's coming. And
that's Hyatt, and let me get a number because that was a nice job. That's number 6 again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just mentioned his name, Tyler Massey. Both of them combined on the sack right there.
Timeout Comeaux. That's their final timeout. Yeah, and one was coming from either side, so there was no, and they were closing in, nowhere for Malvo to go.
But what I was mentioning, Bruce, was the Golden Tours playing so much man-to-man with their defensive backfield. Comeaux's going to probably look to try to utilize the middle of the field right there on the crossing routes.
So that's 2 sacks for the Tours.
Let's go ahead and mention a few of our, also still going through some of our game day sponsors who we're most appreciative. George's House of Flowers, George Vanderhey. a great supporter of the Golden Tours. It's also George's class reunion this year as well. I believe maybe number 20 I saw. But George was giving a discount to all of our listeners for their homecoming flowers, so we appreciate George's support there. Kelly Petras with Cajun Bookworms. Richard Cole over at Fat Boys. You want some good groceries for lunch or dinner, go see Fat Boys over in Westlake, Louisiana.
I thought about him the other day and almost went.
Kyle Medier with JD Bank. And also Dr. Roger Grimble with Grimble Pediatric Dentistry. We certainly appreciate all of our game day sponsors for providing us the support to bring the games to you.
So here's 3rd and long now. They lead 14, and they will throw.
They wanted to throw in the middle right there again. Malvo's going to take off with it.
But somebody was waiting for him.
Yeah, he played that little spy position. Looks like number 40 for the Golden
I
Tours.
was going to say that's Dylan Bird.
Dylan Bird.
They will kick it away this time, I believe.
But our defense is also doing a very good job of getting bumps on, especially number 4 as he comes out of the backfield. It appears that Comeaux really likes to utilize him in the passing game out of the backfield, and we're doing a great job of disrupting their pass patterns. And like I said, that was the first place Malvo looked right there.
I like what the Sulphur defense has done since the start of the game. They have made changes, and they have been very successful.
Well, I think that's one of the things we've struggled with earlier in the season is making
Oh, it did not make it into the end zone. We got a fight in the middle of the field. That's over. We got a flag at the 30. So that's going to be Sulphur football to the 2-yard line. Wow. That penalty moved probably to the 1.
But Bruce, going back to what you're talking about, the adjustments, that's one of the things I think we've struggled with is making adjustments within the periods, within the quarters.
In the quarters.
And, kind of have waited until halftime to make an adjustment. And then a lot of times the other team makes an adjustment at halftime. So what we're adjusting to, they come out with a little different wrinkle. And we've had a little trouble. So, Bruce, we mentioned the front coming through tonight. I just saw what I hope wasn't a little bolt of lightning. They're kind of
Yeah, it's way up. Yeah, there was
so,
bigger storms to Ritter, so that's way up north of us. The Sulphur will start for the second time tonight inside their own 5-yard line, this time at the 1. I mean, if you're going to commit a penalty, I guess that's where to do it. You only have 1 yard.
Did you see what the flag was for, Bruce?
Holding after the kick. The 1st and 10 Sulphur.
Second possession, we start out of our own end zone tonight.
And that's Stelly.
Just
He's
a little
getting out
inside
across the
trap
5
play.
to the
Yeah,
7.
nice job. Offensive line's really firing off on the they've run that interior trap play several times tonight for some success.
Good pickup on first down. You always like to get 4, 5, 6 yards.
Yeah, it really opens up your offensive playbook, and it also gets you back now. Get your quarterback out of the end zone. Because another thing we haven't discussed is not only the quarterback in the end zone, but the offensive lineman. If you attempt to pass it, they get called for a holding penalty. It's a safety. Trahan drops back to pass, looking over the middle of the field. Now he's throwing deep.
Fans, I think, wanted a hold, and so did Blaylock.
Yeah, I think that
might have been bad.
I think that defender maybe kind of grabbed hold of one of Blaylock's hands just enough to disrupt him a little bit. But Blaylock had double coverage right there by the Spartans.
So it will bring up a 3rd down and 4.
With 9:16 to go in the second quarter. The Golden Tours currently lead 7-0. Bruce mentioned homecoming night. It's year 35 for me. Didn't realize that till sometime today. I think it's year 38 for you out of high school?
40.
Just a little bit more than me.
48. No. It's year 47 for radio in October. So it's the 47th year of being on radio.
So give us a little history. So when did you started radio as when you were in high school?
Yep.
Or when you were in high
I
school?
was a senior in high school. Doing weekends at KLOU in Lake Charles, the #1 radio station in town. It was a big kid station along with KAOK. Yep. And that was in October of 1974.
So you were on air or okay?
Saturday night, middle of the night. Went to Friday and Saturday night.
So some of the movies you see about these disc jockeys in the middle of the night,
I played
that's all
records.
true, huh?
I played records. I took phone calls. There were groupies. There were weirdos. It was wonderful. It was great. And then I graduated high school in May of '75.
So the Golden Tours, Trahan brings them out now. Big 3rd and 4 from inside their 10-yard line.
And he will throw.
Looks to his right.
I got tipped.
Yeah, tipped at the line. Boy, and Vizier was wide open. That was going to be a first down for the Golden Tours. And defensive lineman got his paw up right there and falls with no harm for the Spartan. But that'd have been a big first down for the Golden Tours.
Because now Paez will have to kick it from the end zone.
Yeah, he'd be kicking from his end zone, and the Spartan return man is going to set up at the Golden Tour. We'll call it the Golden Tour 40-yard line. Paez got a nice kickoff his previous punt, and there was no return on the play. So we'll see if he can keep it away from that return man once again. Good snap. Kick's going to be up. It's going to be a low line drive, but yeah, their time's over for him. Oh, wow.
For a fair catch.
Comeaux return ball. You can hear the Comeaux coaches going, what in the world? He called for a fair catch at the Golden Tour, 48-yard line. And there was not a Golden Tour probably within 15 to 20 yards of him.
He had at least 10 yards on the return.
I think when he started backing up, he thought that the defenders were going to get there a whole lot quicker because he was having to back up.
Yeah, it was a good thing for him that he caught it. Otherwise, it's probably still rolling.
It's gonna be something. I don't know what's going on. I saw Trey.
Yeah.
It's got to be lightning. I bet. I see a.
Oh, well, you see the lightning.
I saw Trey go out and show the umpire something on his phone. So it looks like we're going to have
there's something behind us too. That's looking at the radar here.
Yeah. So
that's exactly what it is. It's going to be a lightning delay. And Houston leads 1-0 at the bottom of the first. So we have got a lightning delay of 9:05 to go. The wind has shifted a little bit now. It's more out of the north. So that's 30 minutes.
The oldest one's got two of my grandbabies in the stands. I'm just sending him a quick text. I don't know if he's watching his phone for the weather.
I'm going to check another one of my.
Fortunately for us, though, it's going to move through pretty fast. But it was a pretty big cell.
You have lightning and no rain. Yeah, there's one storm almost due west of us. Pretty good storms around Orange, but that's going to go south of us. We may not get rain, but we're going to get the lightning close. So.
And I don't remember, Bruce, but I think the lightning is going to be an automatic delay of 30 minutes. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a break.
Yep.
And we're going to kill our audio. And we'll take a break and we'll try to post something back on the page. And we'll leave the camera up.
The camera on.
We're going to leave the camera up so you'll be able to see when we return to the air. But, Bruce, I've got 7:40. 7:40. So we're probably looking at about 8:10.
Yeah, 8:10 the earliest, probably 8:15 because the cell is to our north, so we're going to probably get a little more lightning. So 30 minutes after the last one.
So as we mentioned, we're going to go audio dead here for a little while, and if you're at home, click over. Me and Bruce are big Houston Astro fans, so playing game one tonight against the Red Sox in.
We're going to sacrifice fly apparently.
So maybe tune into that game for a little bit, but keep an eye on us. We'll be back with Golden Tour action here shortly.